and Teddy were like, we would love to work with you. And then Miesha said she would like to work with me in like the most casual of ways you could say it, you know? So then I had 4 different groups of people asking me if I would work with them and like help them strategize in the game. And I was like, oh my God, what do I do? So then I was going to kind of like work with Carson and all them because Carson was the person that I knew, but I knew that I really liked Miesha. But then all of a sudden, Mariah went up to Cynthia and was like, hey, would you guys want to work together? And Cynthia didn't know she wasn't supposed to like tell everybody who she was working with. So she literally was like, well, I'm already working with an alliance, and then listed us by name. And then Mariah was like, well, that's okay, because if we have 6 people, then we will have the house. So like let's say it's 6 people. And at that moment, I didn't really feel comfortable working with Teddy and Mariah. So then I kind of started to retreat, and then this side started looking more enticing. And as I started talking to Miesha, I was just like, I just feel like she's more my tribe. Like we're more close to the same age. At that point, everybody was like cooking in the kitchen and stuff. So I went to Carson and Cynthia and was like, I just have to say, like, I kept asking them, like, how do you feel about Teddy? And they were both like, oh no, she's good. And it didn't feel like it was going to be really a conversation. So I was like, you know what? I don't know, Teddy.
They brought Teddy in without even talking to you too, though.
Who?
Remember? They brought Teddy in without talking to you.
Oh, yeah, Mariah and Teddy. They brought both of them in without... Well,
who's that?
Without consulting.
They didn't really bring her in without consulting me. They basically, like, in front of us, like, revealed who the team was and said, well, why don't we just all work together? But
who's they?
Carson
and Cynthia.
It was more like Cynthia.
They tried to build a big alliance from the very beginning then.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think that's like what most people try to do. But the thing is, I didn't feel comfortable working with Mariah and Teddy at that point. I felt really comfortable with the 4, but once it became 6, I was like, I don't know. But the difference between me and Shanna is I went to Cynthia and Carson and said, I love you both, and I really love you outside the game, and I'll do anything I can do to protect you. But I feel like I'm more drawn to like Miesha, and I just want to be honest about that, so you don't feel backstabbed. Because I knew I maybe wouldn't have done that, but I had such a great connection with Cynthia and Carson. I knew before I came in here, so that complicated things for me. Shanna then came to me one day and was like, well, will you take me up to Miesha? Because no one will work with me. I've gone to everybody in the house and no one wants to work with me. Not even Chris Kattan will work with me. And I was like, well, I'll work with you. I like you. Like, I'll go talk to Miesha and see how she feels about it. So I came up and talked to Miesha, and Miesha was like, okay, if you think she's cool, then whatever. I was like, I think she's scrappy. I think she's like a thug with a blonde wig on. Like, I think she was willing to do whatever it takes to survive, but I don't think she would turn on us in the beginning. If we are able to protect her, I think she'd work with us until it was time to turn on each other. And so Miesha was like, great, we'll work with her. And at that point, she came over to our side, basically, and started to work with us. And